The bear market has certainly hit the NFT market hard. In January, dominant NFT Marketplace opened, welcoming almost $200 million worth of volume on its platform. These days, volumes are down about just to $11 million. Joining us now with more is Fauvre-Willis. She's the Vice President of Operations at Marketplace and Integrity at NFT Marketplace OpenSea. Hello there, Anne. Thanks for joining us. So, I just want to point out that January 9th, there were 60,000 unique users, 140,000 transactions, according to DApp Radar. But now it's down to about 24,000 users and 50,000 transactions on OpenSea. So I just wonder, off the bat, how is OpenSea surviving crypto winter? How much runway do you have? And when do you think we might see a turnaround for the NFT marketplace?
Yeah, first I'd say it's been a really exciting year for us. If you think about the growth, both from a market perspective, but also just from a development perspective. We've launched a ton of new things this year, built out a really exciting, strong team. And so we feel really bullish about where we are. I think, as anyone knows, I've been in this space for almost 5 years. I'm sure you guys have been in the crypto space for a long time as well. We're just going to see these peaks and valleys in this space. I think that's typically how it goes. And OpenSea as a company is really, very experienced with that. We were built in a winter, and we're excited to be actually developing in this time. In fact, in the last month, we've launched some major initiatives, including adding more chains to our platform, adding more languages to our platform. We just released an entirely new product called Primary Drops. We're launching new products and minting them actually on our site. So yeah, very excited to see what's to happen here. In terms of, sort of how we think about the future, again, I think we're seeing really positive signs. So while, of course, there's volatility and enthusiasm from a volume perspective, what we are seeing is a lot of enthusiasm from creators and big brands who are eager to find ways to connect with their users and to drive value through NFTs and to bring ownership to individuals through NFTs as well. So very excited about what the future holds in that way too.
We saw earlier in the year that OpenSea had a lot of layoffs. Going forward, do you foresee other further cuts, or how much runway do you have to last through the crypto winter?
Oh yeah, I don't have the data in front of me to speak to runway. It's not something we're sharing publicly at this point, but feel confident about where we are. We're building at massive velocity and have a really strong team behind us.
So you have this thing now where you're essentially hosting NFTs, correct? That's you alluded to it earlier, and it would allow people to do airdrops and the like. It's launched yet? Any initial feedback? Any sort of results
Yeah, let me take a minute and explain a little bit. I guess I'd say overall, at OpenSea, we see ourselves really as the place to go in Web3. We want to be a one-stop shop for anyone who's interested in the space. And from a broader perspective, that means showing and offering the widest variety of NFTs across the widest number of blockchains. And this is something we're building on consistently over time. And that means being able to purchase anything that you see that you're excited about. But in addition to that, what we found is that a lot of creators were also eager to find ways to make it easier for them not only to sell on a secondary market their NFTs, but also to actually create them or mint them, as they say, on our platform as well. There's a couple benefits to that. One is just ease of use and working with our team directly. The second is, of course, getting the sort of primary focus of our user base. And of course, the third is safety. Really driving mints from our platform gives us an opportunity to show users and indicate to users directly that it is a safe mint for them to do. Of course, this is a challenge we've seen in the space more broadly. So we're really excited about those factors. We just had our first one launch yesterday and minted out, which was very exciting and got very positive feedback. It was a very cool launch. It was by this group called OMG Kirby. And what was interesting about it, it was actually both an NFT, but it came with an individual song per NFT. And this is a really interesting experiment of not only when a user buys the NFT, do they own the NFT, but they actually own the licensing rights to that song as well. And so you can sort of see the sort of iteration and experimentation we're already seeing during this time as well through that. And so, very positive feedback. Excited. We'll be doing many of these launches in the future. I think we have one lined up next week and then continue to have them throughout the quarter. So very excited about this new product.
Let's hear what ASCAP has to say with that. But the other thing is you have obviously we have the merge, the Ethereum merge happened, and it's not going to necessarily lower gas fees, but nonetheless, what do you see as the future for OpenSea in this kind of a new world, if you will, and at least Ethereum, which is very popular in the NFT market?
Yeah. I mean, of course, I'd say, as a fan of Ethereum and a longtime collaborator in the space, I'm just really excited to see that community show what they can do. I think it's really incredible to see this type of decentralized development come to fruition and work. Frankly, it's very, very cool. So one, I just say very excited to see that the merge was incredibly smooth, and we should give everyone on that team a huge congratulations for doing so. What's been interesting to see from a technology and user experience perspective is, at least in the short term, it does seem to have lowered gas prices. And of course, also has the real and very important benefit of reducing the carbon emission and the power emissions that required to run the blockchain. And so we've actually seen a lot of brands be very excited about that and eager to engage with Ethereum even more as a result of that. So interesting to see that engagement happen. The last thing I would just say here, though, is, for us, we see Ethereum as continuing to be a very important player in the NFT space, but ultimately, we really believe in a multi-chain ecosystem. And so in addition to Ethereum, we support Clayton, Polygon, Solana, and actually just launched Arbitrum Layer 2 this week as well, and have a series of additional chains that will be launching in the coming weeks also. So you can check out what those are, obviously, on our Twitter.
Yes, you're going to support the Ethereum rollup Arbitrum. I wonder why have you decided to go this way, and what other chains are you considering?
Yeah, well, so I don't want to give it away. We have a couple chains coming in the next 2 weeks, so I think some exciting things to come. But I've been working with a great number of teams, both on the both on the L2 side and the L1 side. But I think really, as we see NFTs grow, both in terms of use cases as well as community bases and user bases, I do think there will be verticalization that happens, and that will happen both at the user level, seeing more gaming NFTs, music NFTs, and special features that get built for those specific types of NFTs. But I also think that will happen by chain. Different chains offer different values, and so I think we'll start to see different use cases emerge. And so for us, we really want to build an ocean, not an aquarium, is a fun thing we say. And a part of that is offering as many of those verticals, as many of those opportunities for as many creators as possible.
So certainly OpenSea is the dominant player in the NFT markets place, but with Coinbase and Magic Eden on the market as well, and other NFT marketplaces opening up, how do you feel that you can stay competitive in this widening field?
Yeah, I mean, if anything, I think it's a good sign there's more folks who are interested in the space, right? I mean, I think it means there's something exciting that ultimately users and creators are engaged with and want to be a part of. So I would say from a competitive perspective, it's always great to have that competitive angle of really pushing each other to be better and better. And we're excited about that, of course. And I think it's been a healthy relationship in that way. But what I'd also say is, I think for us, OpenSea's been around since 2017. It's a long time. It's really about building the NFT ecosystem from scratch. We've been involved for quite some time. And so in addition, of course, to building this marketplace, we've built a ton of open source, open tooling that we hope is used across the industry, including these folks as well. So we can not only build a great marketplace, but we build a great ecosystem that a variety of folks are invested in.
Mm-hmm. And I know we're in crypto winter, markets are down, and feel like every major company out there, though, is announcing some sort of NFT project. So what do you think is the biggest potential for this market out there right now?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think we're really just getting started. I mean, obviously, PFPs really caught the imagination of so many crypto natives. I certainly have a fair share of them and love them. But I think it's really just the beginning of what we'll see on a long list of really interesting use cases. What makes me excited is the ownership element that is represented by an NFT, whether that's owning the music that comes with an item, owning your data that comes with an item. There's some very interesting identity pieces there. And then, of course, we're really seeing some very interesting things in the gaming space as well, as folks iterate on the sort of interoperability that NFTs give you as well. I think bringing gaming pieces from one game to another. So we're investing in all those verticals and are really eager to see what some of these, I would say, experts in gaming, experts in music start doing in the space as well, and are working with a number of partners to get that feedback too for our marketplace.